Hi everyone, so in this video I'll show you how to use the SUMIFS function, and the SUMIFS function allows you to add up numerical values if a criteria that you specify is met. Now before 2007 Excel had a function called SUMIF which allowed you to add up numbers if one criteria was met, and it laid out the arguments in a different order. After 2007 they came out with a SUMIFS function which allows you to add up numbers on multiple criteria. So it's probably good practice to start using the SUMIFS function and not get confused with the old SUMIF function. So in this demonstration I'll show you how to do several types of SUMIFS. So I have a list of departments and their expenses over a number of months. So the first example I'll show you is how to add up the sum total of expenses for the engineering department, and I would do so like this. So in cell G6 let's enter equals SUMIFS, SUMIFS, open brackets, and there are three arguments at minimum in a SUMIFS. First is sum range, you've got criteria range and criteria, and then you can go on to multiple criteria if you want. In this example I'm keeping it simple and we're just using one criteria. So my sum range would be cells D6 to D31, and for good practice I'm going to make this an absolute range by pressing the F4 key. So that's the first argument done. Press the comma key. My criteria range, because I'm looking at the departments, my criteria range is in column B, so I will select cells B6 to B31, press the F4 key to make it an absolute range, press the comma key, and my criteria for this department is, well, I want the engineering department, so I can either put that in quotation marks or reference a cell containing the word engineering. So I'm going to put in the engineering department in quotation marks and close brackets, and I have a sum total for the engineering department. Okay, so SUMIFS allows us to use wildcard characters such as the asterisk key or the question mark key. Now the asterisk key allows us to search for multiple wildcards, whereas the question mark key allows us only to search and sum on single characters. So to demonstrate, I'm going to sum up the total expenses for the sales teams. So same again, I would enter equals SUMIFS, open brackets, select my sum range as before, my criteria range as before, and this time my criteria would be in quotation marks asterisk sales, close brackets, and I have my sum total for the sales teams. Okay, so what if I wanted to add up all the numerical values for all the departments except for the commercial team? Well, I would use a symbol or combination of symbols, the less than sign and the greater than sign, to represent not equal to, and I would type this out as such. So same as before, equals SUMIFS, open brackets, select my sum range, select my criteria range, and this time my criteria would be typed like this, so use quotation marks, press the less than sign, the greater than sign, and I'm using commercial team in this example, so I basically want to add up everything that is not commercial. Close brackets, and the value is presented. So the last example I'm going to show you is how to SUMIF on the numerical field. So I'm going to add up all the expenses that are greater than or equal to £20,000. So this time I'm going to enter equals SUMIFS, open brackets. Now my sum range is as before. Press the comma key. And this time my criteria range is also the same as my sum range. So select those. And to demonstrate greater than or equal to in my criteria, I would enter in quotation marks the greater than sign, the equal sign, and then enter the value 20,000. Put in my final quotation marks, close the brackets, and the value is presented.